Yes.
And I do want to start with Grant Hill. Tell us what it was like going against him for the kids who only know him as the injured guy or the really nice guy on the broadcast.
Well, for one, I patterned my game after Grant Hill. You know, I used to watch him when he was at Duke every night, whenever he played. And, you know, he was one of the first guys that was like a forward that handled the ball, can bring it up, pass, do everything like a guard. And I remember as a rookie matching up against him, he left me absolutely helpless. This is the one time I felt helpless on the court. It was like last 3 minutes of the game, and he either scored on me, I fouled him, or he dished it to somebody for a score. And I remember saying to myself, like, this guy is pretty much unstoppable. And, you know, hats off, he deserved everything he gets because he was on his way, you know, to being the best player in the league in his prime. You know, he was right there with Michael Jordan.
I mean, like you said, he's a great man, and he's a great leader. On and off the court, he's a great role model. And for myself, I actually got to meet him at a speaking conference where he was inspiring children. So I think this class, you know, whether it's Kidd, Grant Hill, they're all role models for all kids.
Yeah,
He was the LeBron before LeBron.
Yeah.
Just that versatile forward who could do it all, pass, very athletic. And this is what Grant Hill was, what you're seeing LeBron. LeBron, bigger, a little stronger, a little more athletic, but this is who Grant Hill was, a ball-handling forward who could do everything.
And it's amazing to me because, yes, there are so many other great things about him. As you mentioned, a speaker, he's been very involved in politics. He's talked about maybe he'd like to run for office one day, part owner of the Atlanta Hawks that he, you know, is broadcaster. The injuries, of course, we always talk about. The basketball shouldn't get lost in this, and that is why he is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I want to get the truth, though, about the other inductees tonight. So give me Jason Kidd, the truth on Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd, oh, he gives me nightmares. In 2002, I will never forget playing against this guy. We beat them 4 times that year. Mm-hmm. We were supposed to go to the finals. J. Kidd averaged a triple-double, and there was nothing we can do about it. After that, I was like, Jason Kidd is the greatest player I've ever played against. I mean, just the things he could do. He was a magician with the ball. He ran the fast break like Magic Johnson. And then as he got older, he shot the 3. He's a championship guard. Also, a guy from California who look at this in the conference finals. This is what he averaged.
Yep.
Triple-double. Who does that? Who does that back in 2002?
Right, with those defensive rules.
Yeah, like, you know, you see more players do it now, but he did it then. It was like, how do you guard this guy? You know, he can't shoot, but he found so many other ways to beat you. And he should have been MVP that year, but I think they gave it to Tim Duncan.
Also, please, can somebody bring up that he was an expert mind master of sort of how, you know, I mean, the spilled soda was one thing later on when he was a
Next
coach.
level.
But
I played on that team.
His basketball IQ, you know,
Right.
I like the transition from player to coach, and it sort of opened the gates for players, especially point guards, saying, you know what, I can be a coach after this is all said and done.
Yeah, absolutely. You played on that team?
Yes, I played
I'm not sure I connected that dot.
I played on that team, his first coaching experience in Brooklyn.
And do you remember the spill it on me?
Oh, yeah, I was right there.
That was next level.
That was quick thinking.
That was next level.
That was quick thinking.
Come on. All right, the truth on Steve Nash. Go.
2-time MVP in an era with Kobe, Duncan, Shaq. I mean, how does this guy win 2 MVPs? That's how good he was.
Well,
that's how good he made his team.
There's some people who ask that question even today, but continue.
That's how good he made his team. This guy's a 2-time MVP in the era we have Duncan, Shaq, Kobe, Iverson, guys like Tracy McGrady, Garnett.
Paul Pierce.
This guy's a back-to-back MVP. What else can you say? It's unfortunate that run that they had because of the bench clearing.
Right.
Versus the San Antonio Spurs. I believe the Suns would have won the championship that year.
I mean, they certainly feel that way, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. And his passing, to me, is just magical. And in the WNBA, you know, we like to be a pass-first league. Point guards, you talk about Sue Bird.
Right.
It's like she's the Steve Nash of the WNBA. So for me, as a post, you love passers. You love passers. So for me, I'm talking to my point guards like, okay, you see this, you watch this video, this is what we can have. He was an inspiration, not just, you know, young kids and players, but also for point guards in both leagues.
Yes.
You know how they say Kobe is the closest thing to Jordan, but Steve Nash and Steph Curry, those are 2 good comparisons.
We had him on yesterday, and we asked him, sir, what player do you see today? And he obviously says Steph right away. And they work together now up at the Warriors, and just watching them on the court. Every time I'm at practice and the 2 of them are tooling around, it's so cool.
They find ways to keep getting better and better and better.
Oh,